purpose of this video is for you to be able to explain basic wave vocab. And a wave is something that moves from one point to another, and it's called a disturbance. And it's such a great word because it's very nebulous and applies to all sorts of things. And the word propagates means to move. The reason we study waves is because energy travels in them. Now, the water moves little compared to how much the energy or the wave moves. If you think about ocean waves, the ocean water moves up and down and a little bit in place, back and forth, but really it stays relatively close to where it is. However, the wave, the energy of the wave moves great, vast distances. Here are the terms. A wavelength is the disturbance between, or distance between, two identical points on adjacent waves, and adjacent means next to. Its symbol is lambda, and its standard unit is meters. Amplitude is the maximum distance the particles of the wave's medium vibrate from their rest position. So that's basically how tall or how big the wave is. The best way to look at these is through a visual. This is the wavelength, there to there, that distance. This is the amplitude from the peak to the middle, or the bottom to the middle. And the crest on a wave is the top, or the high point, and the trough is the low point. Now, often with waves, it's good to consider the medium, and that is what they're traveling through. It could be a solid, liquid, or a gas, or it could be nothing. In the example of the water waves, the medium is the water itself. However, if you think of starlight or light or X-rays, they don't need a medium. They do move through air, but there's vast distances where there's nothing between the Earth and the stars that surround us. And therefore, light doesn't need a medium to move or to propagate. And this is just a little thing. Waves move through you all the time. Sound waves move through you. Radiation that we're just exposed to. Frequency is another really important term for describing waves. It's basically how many waves that go past a certain point in a given amount of time. Let's say I had this wave at start, and I'm going to time it for 1 second. At the end, how many waves have gone by? He saw 1, 2, 3, 4. He saw 4 total waves. Therefore, he saw 4 waves per second, or 4 hertz, because they set it up that the standard unit of frequency is hertz, and 1 hertz is 1 per second. So he saw 4 per second, that's 4 hertz. Now you're going to see its symbol is nu, nu, and that's actually a V. It's another Greek letter. Another wave vocab is the period. And the period is the time it takes one complete wave to pass a certain point. In this example, it would be, since he saw 4 waves a second, it would be 1/4 of a second would be the period. You need to, in order to know this, you would need to be able to, or be aware of how many waves go by a certain point. As this shows you. At this point, there's 1 wave from here, and 2 waves. At here, there's 1.5. Now, here's a visual for period. If this wave, it took 2 seconds for it to go by Dr. Square, then its period was 1 second, because it took 1 second for 1 whole wave to go by him.